Okay, so here's another interesting graph with weighted edges that I've put into the AISpace tool. And this graph has a deceptively, if you're just looking at the weights as you go along using lowest cost first search, which is what we're going to do, it looks like this path is pretty good, right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Up to get to node 4, it's only 4 units long, whereas to get to node 5, it's in one jump, it's 8. But of course, if you do the whole path to the goal along this top route, you see it costs you 504 units, coins, whatever they are. And if you go this path, it's 10, which seems pretty low once you deal with that 500, right? Okay, so let's just see what happens. Of course, we're using a priority queue because we're doing lowest cost first search. So I'll just do it by find step. I'm going to take something off the queue, off the frontier. I check, is start the goal? No, it's not. So we will find its neighbors, right? Node 1 and node 5. And then we will add those neighbors back onto our priority queue in cost order of the path we've done so far, which means that start to node 5 goes behind start to node 1, right? Do it again. Let's pull something off, right? Is node 1 the goal? No. So let's see its neighbors. It's just node 2. And let's put that back on the priority queue. And again, that's going to be up at the front of the priority queue because it only costs 2 units, right? Let's take it off. Let's, is node 2 the goal? No. So let's add it back on again. Node 2, who are the neighbors? Let's add that path on. And oh yeah, look, that's still up at the front. Let's cover up the legend so you can see the whole thing here, right? Okay, another find step. Node 3, not the goal. So we find its neighbors, add that back on. Again, still looking good, right? So we're going to pull this guy off next. Find step. Find its neighbors. Oh, look, there's the goal. Okay. Sorry, was node 4 the goal? No. So we find the neighbors. We don't say, oh, look, there's the goal, right? We don't know that's the goal yet. We just know it's a neighbor. We find that path. We put it back on the priority queue. And now all of a sudden the cost is 504, right? So now this path to node 5 gets a bit more interesting. We take a find step. We say, who are the neighbors of node 5? It's just this one called goal. Of course, we said, was node 5 the goal? No, node 5 is not the goal. So we found the neighbors and we will put that path back onto the frontier. But now look, this better path is near the front. And now you see why we're always waiting to declare that we found the goal until the very end. Because now, because we're using this priority queue, when we take a find step and we pull this guy off, we'll say, is goal the goal? We'll say yes, and we'll win. And look, now we've got a path that costs only 10 as opposed to the other path, which would have been nasty.